Hey guys, Magnus Robert here. Today we're going to be ranking TWD characters based on their peak. So, essentially what this means, just to explain, is what season was said character the best in, right? What was the best version of this character encapsulated in a single season? Now, of course, some of these characters are only in one season, some are only in one episode, so of course, they're by default just going to be in their seasons, but there is a few exceptions, of course, because some of them were just never good. So if they were never good, they just go in here, like the worst one, right? Now, let's get into it. So let's start off with Aaron. So, of course, Aaron first appears in Season 5, although I don't think that's his peak at all. Season 6, Aaron is definitely steps up a bit. I like him quite a bit. Honestly, in Season 7, he's kind of not really... He doesn't do very much. He's kind of in the background. And in Season 8, he literally... Eric dies, and he goes to the ocean side for a bunch of episodes and basically just gets mopey. Season 9, Season 10, and Season 11 is where I think Aaron really shines for me. And I think I'm going to have to go... Season 11 is tempting, but I think I'm going to have to go with Season 9. I think this is when Aaron, of course, loses his arm, where we see him, he's the father to Gracie. Yeah, I think, oh, that's annoying. I think we're going to have to go with there. Season 9. I don't know, though. I'm tempted to say 10. It's difficult. Even Season 11, he's okay. I quite like him in Season 11. Aaron's like one of those characters that I think really grew on me over time. But I think in the earlier seasons, he's not that interesting. I think he gets more interesting later on. I think I'm going to go with Season 10. I think Season 10 is a good middle, because you have the stuff with near the end with Maze and Gabriel, obviously, with Robert Patrick's character. And then you have the stuff earlier on as well, with the Whisperer War and with Mary. And him being kind of, tasked to look after Negan and sort of fight with Negan. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Season 10. Right, Abraham. Now, for me personally, Abraham's peak is just in Season 6. Although Season 5 is tempting, I think Season 6 is probably his best season because we have the stuff with, obviously, Sasha and getting to know Sasha a bit more, the breaking up with Rosita and all that. I love all that story arc and sort of Abraham finding his purpose in life again, his renewed purpose. Although Season 5 is tempting too, because I think a lot of the story arcs we have with Abraham were very good in Season 5, obviously discovering the cure was a lie and all that, and getting angry at Eugene and sort of having no purpose for a bit. But I think Season 6 I'm going to go with, because that's like the aftermath, and definitely the stuff in Season 5 helped the stuff in Season 6. And I just think, ultimately, Abraham has like the most perfect arc, in my opinion, of sort of finding this purpose in life, finding a new woman, wanting to start a family, and then dying because he was always selfless and he was always putting his ass on the line for other people. I mean, you got to think, even when he was doing that whole cure thing, that was for the benefit of the human race. He was willing to go on this mission, put his life at risk for the benefit of the human race. He was willing to put his life before Eugene for the benefit of the human race. So I think him putting his life on the line for Maggie, it was a great sort of end to his character arc. And I know that kind of spilled over into Season 7, but I'm going to go with Season 6 for Abraham. Aiden, I guess I'm just going to go with Season 5. Of course, that's when he dies as well. But I don't think I'm going to put Aiden in They Were Never Good, because I think his character maybe could have... I mean, I think it serves his purpose, right? I don't hate his character. Alden. So, of course, he first appears in Season 8. We see him in Season 9, Season 10, Season 11, and then, of course, he dies in Season 11. Now, for me personally, I feel like he's a bit whiny near the end of Season 9 and going into Season 10. I don't remember all that much he does in Season 10, to be quite honest. I know he is with Aaron and, like, fighting the Whisperers and stuff, and then they get captured, but then, obviously, Maggie saves them. And then obviously in Season 11, he's only really in the first half because he goes to the Reaper stuff and then he gets killed. Honestly, I think Alden's probably his best stuff in Season 9. Obviously, he's a blacksmith with Earl, and then he's with Enid, and of course he finds Enid's dead as well. I generally probably going to go Alden Season 8. I think he's probably his best version of himself in Season 8. I do wish they did more with him in Season 8. He's one of those characters I think had a lot of potential, and I felt like they didn't tap into him enough, really. But then there is a lot of characters to sort of balance. Yeah, I don't know. I like him in season 8. I think he's the reasonable savior who really isn't that invested in the group as it sort of stands, and he turns pretty quickly when he realizes his life holds no value to Simon, especially. Alan, I think he was never good. I think Alan, I've said this before, the plot line with Alan and Ben in season 3 is probably like the worst like little subplot. It just didn't amount to anything, and I just didn't care for it. Alpha was her best in season 9. No debate about it. That's when she actually was scary. She actually was intimidating. And I think she outstays her welcome in season 10 for me personally. Yeah, easily best in season 9. There's no debate. Amy, I don't dislike a character, but of course she only lives in season 1, so I guess her voice appears in season 3, but yeah, her best appearance is season 1. Andrea, now, unironically, I think I'm gonna go season 3. I like Andrea in season 1, but like there's not really much to her, right? She's just this kind of this woman, I guess, who loses her sister and is upset after it. And season 2, I think Andrea does annoy me a bit too much. Now, I personally, I know a lot of fans, and I've had debates with people, okay, about this, but I personally don't think Andrea was in the wrong to stay in Woodbury as long as she did. The reason why she doesn't leave when Michonne leaves is because Michonne doesn't really disclose everything that she's discovered. Michonne at that point was kind of muted, and she's like, I think he's dangerous, blah, 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 I don't even think she says that. I just think she says, like, she doesn't, like, point out the fact that there's bullet holes in the trucks, and, he's got heads in, well, I guess at that point she didn't know. And then, obviously, in the mid-season finale, she finds Philip, the governor, mutilated, and yeah, he's got fucking walker heads. That's weird. But then he has like a perfectly reasonable explanation. He's like, I look at them so I'm not as scared of the zombies when I go outside, right? And I don't think Andrea knows that like Lieutenant Wells's head is there either. So I think like that's like it's weird, right? But he gives like a reasonable explanation. Now, is Andrea a bit stupid for falling for it? I mean, maybe, but you got to think the entire fucking community is falling for it as well. Like, not just Andrea. And yeah, she's kind of got feelings for him because he's very charismatic. So, I don't know. I don't put that much blame on Andrea as some fans do. I kind of totally understand why she stays. I think maybe she should have probably left an episode earlier than she did, or 2 episodes earlier than she did. But I mean, that's like, yeah, I don't care. I don't know why fans get so ass mad about her. Yeah, she's annoying in season 2 though. I'll give him that. She makes silly decisions. Andrew, I mean, obviously he's only in season 3, and I think he's fine for what he is. Rat. So a rat first appears in season 7, and of course dies in season 9. I mean, she's like a background character, so honestly, I'm going to say she was her best in season 7, because that's when she killed Olivia. And she's not really much more of that. She's just like a hench person, really. It's kind of difficult. I don't know. Maybe I put her in season 8. I don't know. No, season 9. Because at least in season 9, like, her character death serves a bit of a purpose, and her character serves more of a purpose than just being, like, a random lieutenant. I don't know. That's season 7. Axel, season 3. Yeah, obviously he only survives in season 3, so he has to go there, and I don't think he was a pointless character. Obviously, Benjamin has to go in season 7. Beta, for me, I think I'm probably going to go for season 10, although season 9, it's such a toss-up. I think Beta is just that dumb, big brute, and like, his character serves that purpose, and I like, that part. I think, yeah, I think that's, like, all he really is, and that's all he needs to be. I don't expect him to be a bit more complex. Obviously, he has his little mental illnesses as well. But yeah, I think probably season 10, that's when Alpha dies, and that's when Beta kind of goes crazy and stuff. And yeah, I think that's probably the best version of him. Beth Green. I think the best version of Beth was in season 4 for me personally. I really like the episode of her and Daryl. Still, I know that one's a bit controversial, but I think that's where she really grows for me anyway, especially my rewatch as a character. I never really cared for her before, but I think I sort of found a bit of a new appreciation for her character. Season 2, she doesn't really do much, and neither does she do much in season 3. And of course, she does have some stuff in season 5, but some of that I think was done pretty poorly, and I'm not that big of a fan of the hospital story arc. I think it's a pretty poor story arc overall. So I'm going to go for Beth season 4. Bob Stuckey. So for me, Bob Stuckey's probably the best in, honestly, This might be weird, but season 5. And now I know he's only very briefly in season 5 because he's only in 3 episodes before he dies. But I just feel like that sort of optimism that Bob brings to one of the most darkest storylines in the show, I think really solidifies it as like a, I don't know, like he was the light in the darkness, I guess is the best way to put it. And I think how his character sort of concluded was really sweet. So I'm going to put it there. Carl motherfucking Grimes. So of course Carl dies in season 8. I don't think that's his best. I don't think season 7 is either. Season 6 is tempting. I don't know. This is tricky because I feel like Carl's one of those characters who has like a very good moment in every season, but then also a bit of an annoying moment in a few seasons too. It definitely isn't 1 or 2, maybe 3, or maybe even 4. I think it's probably got to be 4 for me. Yeah, I think my favorite version of Carl's in probably in season 4. I think that's like probably I'm gonna go season 4. I think that's the best version of Carl for me. Carol. Best version of Carol for me, easily, is season 6. I really love the story arc of her kind of beginning to deal with all the deaths that she's caused. Obviously, we have the stuff with her against the wolves. Really, really cool. We have the stuff with her, killing the saviors, and the episode The Same Boat. Really love that episode for Carol. We, of course, have the stuff with her and Morgan, that through line throughout the entire season. Yeah, I really like Carol in season 6. And then, of course, it ends with that one savior following her and almost killing her, and then Morgan, of course, being forced to kill him. Now, some fans probably would say season 5, and I understand that, and I could get on board with that, because of obviously you have the No Sanctuary stuff, and all the stuff that falls from, or even maybe season 4. Actually, wait, no. I'm changing my mind. Best Carol, season 4. Actually, yeah. Because I think that, for me, is where Carol, like, really shines. You have the Karen and David stuff, which of course, ends with, like, her telling Tyrese that. You have the stuff with Lizzie and Mika. That storyline's really dark and really great for Carol. And then, of course, you have the stuff... season 4. It's easily season 4 for me. Now, it's not as exciting, that's for sure. There's not as much action. But I think, yeah, Carol definitely is, like, her best season 4, 5, and 6. I think I'm going to have to go season 4 for Carol. Yeah. Connie? Probably season 11. I really like that. The episode on the inside with the ferals, that was really cool. I think that's probably the stuff, and some of the stuff in the Commonwealth is okay as well. Cindy, probably season 7, although she doesn't really do much post that. I don't really care for her character that much. In a sense, I don't think she was needed, actually. I don't know if she was never good. I feel like the entire Oceanside could have been cut and it would have been fine. I'm going to go that. Dale was his best in season 2, although he died in season 2. I really like his passionate speech trying to defend Randall. I really like all that moral ambiguity, that moral questioning. I think that's what makes The Walking Dead a good show, is the fact that, what's right and wrong is difficult sometimes to decide. Dante was never good. Fuck Dante. Daryl Dixon. For me personally, I love season 1 Daryl. I love season 2 Daryl. I think personally for me, I think Daryl's at his best in season 3. I think I might have done this in my ranking Daryl video. Well, actually, maybe even season 4. No, I think it's season 4, yeah. So I feel like Daryl's his best in season 4 because we start off Daryl. Obviously, we have the death of Merle in season 3, which was very sad and everything. And then we kind of go on to season 4, where Daryl's like this new person. He's integrated into this group, and he becomes like a real person, right? He's popular. He likes people like him. And then, of course, we have the stuff with the prison. He loses the prison, and then the regret. And pairing him with Beth was so good. Such a good story move, because they're two polar opposite people, right? And that breakdown with Daryl's like, never had a pet pony, never got nothing from Santa Claus, like that was like, I really like that moment. And then having Daryl paired with the Claimers is a great way to have him almost regress back into his redneck ways, only for him to obviously see Rick again. And then of course you have the moment where, you're my brother, Daryl season 4 is the best. I think season 3 is another good argument too, just because you have the stuff with him and Merle, which I think it was really good, and maybe even season 5 to a push, but I wouldn't put Daryl any. I don't think in the later season Daryl's Doom is good, although he definitely has some good moments. Rapey Dave, I guess, was his best in season 7. I don't think he appears in season 6, and then he dies in season 7, so I guess he has to go there. Dawn was never good. Deanna. Probably her best in season 6. I really like the speech she gives to Rick. Like, they're all your people, Rick. All of them. Although she does become a little, like, she doesn't have much of a personality after she's lost all of her family. And she's like, fuck it. Yeah, Rick. You do you. Denise, obviously, was only in season 6. But I don't think she's bad, so I'll put her there. Diane. It's like a background character. Who really cares? Maybe season 8, because that's where she has like a lot of action. DJ, season 9. I really like DJ. He's like one of those weird background characters who appears, and of course in season 9 is where he fights to the death, and then Alpha kills him. Dog was probably his best when he first appeared, because that's when the gimmick was still there in season 9, and that's where he attacks the Whisperers and stuff. So I'll put him there. Dwayne, season 1, obviously he only appears in season 1. Actually, his zombie appears in Fear, but yeah, he's a zombie. Dwight, I will put in. Obviously, first appears in season 6. I think the best version of Dwight is probably season 8. I think that's where we get to see a lot of sort of. I don't know. Actually, it's difficult. Dwight's one of those characters who really, like, without the context of the previous seasons, it's kind of hard to, like, analyze him. I think I'm going to go to season 8, though, because I think that's where he gets the most interesting for me. Earl, obviously first appears in season 9. I think his best is probably season 10, obviously where he sacrifices himself and where he dies, and he's getting a bit angry at the Whisperers. Eastman is obviously season 6 character, but definitely deserves to be there. He's one of the best characters in my opinion, even though he's only in one episode. Ed, I guess season 1. I don't think he was like not good, like, but he's a very simple character. Like, he's not complex. He's just evil wife beater dude. Eduardo, I guess season 7. Yeah, that's when he's in the battle and stuff. Edwin Jenner, we'll go with season 1. Obviously, he does appear in The World Beyond, episode 8 or whatever it is, the last episode, the finale of The World Beyond, for a flashback. But I think, or through a video anyway, a videotape. I think, though, obviously his best appearances in season 1. Enid. For me personally, probably season 6. I like the sort of edgy Enid and that kind of mini character arc she has with learning to actually, like, be a part of the community and all that, and that sort of little bond she begins to form with Maggie. Yeah, I think probably season 6 for me. Although I think an argument could be made for season 7. Not for season 8 though, because she barely does anything in season 8. Eric, I think probably season 8, although yeah, that's when he dies, but that's actually when he actually has a bit more character up until his death, so I'll put him there. Eugene. Now for me personally, I think the best Eugene was season 6, okay? Just in my opinion. I love how we start with him, because near the end of season 5, he's big coward, and in season 6, of course, you have him being pretty scared and pretty spooked as the zombies come into Alexandria. And then, of course, you have no one gets to clock out today, and hell, this is a story people are going to tell. And he's killing the zombies in No Way Out, awesome, cool. And then he's getting all cocky and arrogant, and he ties his hair back, and he's like, I'm a survivor now, you know. And then he finds the bullet factory and all that, and he gets shot after he bites Dwight's dick. And then you have the final scene where he drives into the sunset. I mean, fuck. Yeah, season 6 Eugene is best Eugene, peak Eugene. I don't mind Eugene in some of these later seasons. I don't like him very much in season 8. I think he becomes a traitor for too long, in my opinion. But I think I think season 6 is probably his best season. Ezekiel, best season is probably season 8. I just think that's when you actually get into his character. Season 7 he's introduced, but I think when we really get to delve deep into his character is in season 8, and that's when he's the most interesting, in my opinion. I think Honestly, he probably should have died in season 9. I still think killing Henry was the mistake. I think Ezekiel probably, it would have been perfect, right? Ezekiel's brought all these communities together. He's he signed the treaty, the coalition. They formed the coalition, right? He's the great leader who's united them all, only to tragically be killed. I don't know. I think that would make sense, and his death would be perfect, like to motivate people, because it'd be like, Ezekiel brought us together, so now together we fight these whisperers, right? I don't know. I think that would have been better. Henry's death just didn't really amount to much, I feel. Gabriel, what was best Gabriel? First appearance in season 5. Season 6, he's pretty cool. Season 7, he's pretty cool. Season 8, he's pretty cool. I think best Gabriel for me is unironically season 10, although season 11 is a close second. Because, of course, we have the Call Me Gabriel scene. Now, I'm going to go season 10. That's where we have the Dante kill. That's where we have the stuff with Maze. I think season 10 for Gabriel. And also him defending, a little speech he gives to Gracie. Like, we're all so powerful. Gage, first appearance in season 9? Yeah. And then he dies in season 11. I don't really care for Gage that much. I guess we'll go season 9? Sure. No. Yeah, why not? We'll go season 9. Gamma only appears in season 10. I think she's a bit wasted, but I think overall she's fine. So we'll put her there. We'll be nice. Gareth, I think, was his best, obviously, in season 5. He does appear in season 4. Wait, does he appear in season 4? Yeah, of course he does, near the end, the finale. But I think he's his best in season 5. Obviously, that's when he's his evil self, and I think those little flashbacks in the premiere were very cool to sort of humanize him a little bit and understand him a little bit more. Gary, probably season 8, where he actually has lines and he's doing he kills the scavengers and all that. Yeah, well, we'll put him there. And then he gets killed in the mutiny. Gavin, I think Gavin was his best probably in season 7. I feel like in season 8 they didn't really do anything that interesting with his character, and they just kind of kill him off. I feel like there was something they could have done with him, but I don't know. Glenn, I think Glenn was in his peak. For me personally, I think probably season 5. Season 4, he was ill for most of it, for half of it anyway. Season 3, actually, no, season 3 Glenn's pretty cool too. No, I'm going to go season 3, yeah, fuck it. Season 3 Glenn, I think, is best Glenn. That's when Glenn's getting rageful and he's angry and he almost gets himself killed, And yeah, I'm going to go season 3, yeah. I think that's the best Glenn for me, personally. I think that's the one I enjoy the most. Gregory, I think Gregory's best is probably the stuff he has with Simon, the little comedic duo they are. And I think it gets a little overplayed in season 8. I think it's the best in season 7. Gilmero is obviously season 1. He only appears in season 1. Dr. Jenna, I think probably the episode with him and Gabriel was probably his peak. Obviously where he dies at the end of it. I like that little adventure. I think pairing those two was quite interesting. Heath, I'm going to go season 6, obviously. That's actually where he has his arc. He's only briefly in season 7. And obviously he disappears. But yeah, I'm going to go season 6 because he does have like this kind of overall arc, I feel. Just sort of starting off pretty naive, but thinking he knows everything. Just sort of when he leaves with Tara, he's, just massacred some people. So Henry, I think it was his best in season 9. I really like the stuff with Henry, the storyline with Henry. I think it's actually a nice replacement for Carl. And after they kill him off, it just felt like there was no through line to the Whisperer War. And I felt the Whisperer War in season 10 lost a lot of steam. Because in the comics, of course, we have this through line of Carl and Lydia. This little Romeo, forbidden love, Romeo, Juliet, whatever you want to call it. Like this forbidden love where Carl essentially starts the war because he likes a girl. And I think they really should have kept that aspect. And that's why I disagree with Henry being killed. I feel like he's one of the deaths that I would have changed. Obviously, Carl would have been much better anyway. But we had the replacement for Carl. And then they kill him off too. Really weird. Herschel was his best in season 4. Obviously, he's when he dies as well. But we have, obviously, the scene with the stuff with the prison and the flu arc, and Herschel kind of stepping up and putting himself at risk in that episode, which is called Interment, is a really good episode. A very underrated episode. Jackie is only in season 1, so she automatically gets season 1. I don't think she was never good. Jadis, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to put her here. The problem with Jadis is I just don't like her that much. I think she's a weird character. She flip-flops a lot. If I had to put her anywhere, she first appears in season 7. I'd probably put her in season 9. Yeah, I'll put her there. Because at least she's bearable somewhat. Although even in season 9, she's a bit unbearable. Jared was never good. Jerry, probably best is in season 11. I think that's where he like really steps up and he gets a bit more to do. Although not that much. I feel like they could have given him a bit more. We have Jesus. Jesus was his best in season 9. Or season 6. I don't know, actually. It's not season 7 or 8, because he annoys me in those seasons. We'll go season 9, yeah. Yeah, season 9. That's when he dies, I know, but I think I didn't dislike anything about Jesus in season 9. Although, actually, no, I'm going to go season 6. No, because I feel like he's fun in season 6. He's like a fun, new, fresh character. And I think the stuff in the Satellite Outpost 2 is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to go season 6. I feel like that was Jesus' best story arc. Jimmy was obviously only a season 2, so he goes there. And then we have Jim, season 1 character, he goes there. Both are pretty cool. Joe is only a season 4 character, and he's also in the web episode Red Machete, but I think his best iteration is season 4. Fat Joey was a season 7 character. I don't think he was not needed. Judith, I think, was probably Judith was at her best in season 10, I feel. I think the stuff with the Whisperer arc is where she like really shines. She's good in season 9, and prior to that she's just a baby, so we can't really put her anywhere else. But I think probably season 10 is probably the best version of Judith, although I definitely like her in season 11 too. I just feel like they didn't give her enough to do. Cal, I'm going to just put with Eduardo. Yeah, sure, season 7, that'll do. We have Kelly. I think Kelly's probably at her best in season 9. I think after that, she kind of becomes a bit... Like, I think she was fairly interesting. Like, the stuff with the death, her being deaf, that story arc had potential. I think that was more season 10, though, wasn't it? Yeah, I'll go season 10, yeah. Laura, I think probably season 7. I liked the stuff with her and Eugene. I thought that was kind of funny, right? And then season 8, she's in it a little bit, and then she's the one who like surrenders. And I feel like season 9, I think that then she just made like a background character. Lily is a season 4, I think, pretty good. Only in season 4, but I like her inclusion. Lizzie is only a season 4, so she goes there. Same with Mika. Well, that's not Mika. Same with Mika. Where's Mika? What the hell Mika at? Oh, we'll do it later. Laurie. I think Laurie is at her best. Probably in season 1. I think that's probably the best time for it. She does annoy me a little bit in season 2. I don't think I get as annoyed as some fans do, but yeah, I'm gonna stick her in season 1. I think that's probably the best version of it. Although actually maybe season 3. No, actually, nah. I've changed my mind. Season 3. Yeah, I feel that's the best version of Laurie. Luke, probably season 9 where he's first introduced. I think that's where he's most interesting. I think season 10 he disappears for most of it. No, season 11 he disappears for most of it. I don't think he's in very much to season 10 though either, is he? I don't remember. My knowledge has faded of season 10 and 9, I feel. And 11, maybe. I haven't quite got there on my rewatch for season 10 and 11 and the later half of 9. Jessie is a solid... Season 6, yeah. Solid season 6. That's where she begins to step up. Lydia was her best iteration in season 9, and then she kind of... I feel like her character kind of becomes a bit redundant in season 10 and 11. They just didn't know what to do with her. And Maggie, I think, was at her best. At her best. Probably season 5. I don't know. It's tricky. I'm trying to think. No, because I feel like in the later half of season 5, she doesn't do very much. Season 6. Maggie's a difficult one, actually. Maybe it's actually season 3. I think Maggie's pretty epic in season 3. pretty epic, yeah. Season 4, she's okay as well. Although I do like some of the stuff she does in like season 8 and 7, right? I like the stuff with the Whisperer War, not Whisperer War, the Savior War. Do I stick her in 8? Oh, I don't know. This one's tricky. I'm gonna go 8. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm sticking with 3. Okay, I'm sticking with 3. Sorry, I was flip flopping. Magna. I'm gonna go. Magna was never good. Martinez. I think his best was probably season 3. Yeah, sure. I mean, he's in season 4 for like an episode. Well, an episode and like the end of another. Martin was probably his best in season 5. Was the only season he appears in. I think he appears as a hallucination in season 6. That one does not count. Okay, we got Merle Dixon. Now, Merle was his best in season 3, quite obviously. Season 1, he was just generic racist dude. Season 2, he's just hallucination. Season 3 is where he's pretty good. Michonne, for me personally, my favorite iteration of Michonne is season 3. That might be unpopular. Most people might dislike that, but I feel like Michonne is just so fucking badass in season 3, but also I really like her like no nonsense attitude, and I really like the arc of her slowly like coming back, you know, like being a bit more human. So for me personally, I think my favorite iteration of Michonne is just the first season she's in. That's not to say I dislike Michonne in later seasons. I definitely like her in later seasons, but I think her best season for me personally is season 3. So yeah. Mika is going with Lizzie in season 4. Where is she? There she is. Milton, obviously season 3 character. I like him a lot. Morales, it's probably season 1. I'm not gonna lie, him coming back in season 8 was just so random and stupid. And he dies anyway, so who cares? Morgan's best iteration, in my personal opinion, is season 6. I really love the story arc with him starting, you know, all life is precious, to the end where he's forced to take a life. Really cool story arc, and Morgan is just great in that season overall. I love season 6 Morgan. Natanya, she was never good. Yeah, honestly, fuck it. Negan. Now, my personal favorite Negan iteration is season 7. I think this is when Negan is funny, hilarious, intimidating, kind of scary. Yeah. Now, I like redeemed Negan too in some aspects. I think he's a little overrated personally, in my opinion. But I think overall, Negan, season 7, is probably my favourite iteration of Negan. Season 8 is okay too, but I think there's a few issues there for me. And then I do like redeemed Negan too. I mean, season 11 could be a potential 2 for him. Nicholas, I think probably he was fine for what he was. My favourite iteration is probably season 6, I guess. I don't know. That's when he shoots himself in the head. Season 5, Noah, obviously. He has to go there. Olivia was probably at her best when she was, like, charging out, you know, like, killing the zombies in No Way Out. I liked that stuff. I thought that was cool. I think I really love that scene where all the Alexandrians, like, come out to help Rick. And, of course, Olivia was, like, one of the notable ones in that. Although she has, like, a bit more lines in Season 7, and that's when she died. I don't know. Maybe we'll go Season 7. I don't know. Especially slaps Negan. That's pretty cool. Funny. Oscar goes Season 3. Obviously, he's only in Season 3. He's pretty cool, though. Otis, Season 2. He's alright. He's pretty cool. Owen, he's a bit cringy, but I think overall I like him. Obviously, he is at the end of Season 5, but we'll go with Season 6 for him, I think, because that's where he actually has his little mini arc where he changes for briefly. Patricia's only a Season 2 character, so she has to go there. Dr. Pete Anderson, I think he is only in Season 5, so he has to go there. Juanita, aka Princess. Now, Princess first appears at near the end of Season 10. And then, of course, she goes on to Season 11. I think her best iteration is definitely Season 11. She's a character I don't like in the comics very much, but I think I enjoyed her a lot more in the show. Rachel was never good. I don't care. She's an annoying kid. Randall, I like him. I think his character serves, a good purpose. So I think, yeah, he'll go there in Season 2, which is the only season he appears in. Regina, I mean, I guess season 8. She appears in season 9 when Carol, of course, burns her alive, but she's just one of those intimidating lieutenants. Reg, I think, is only, well, I say I think, he is only in season 5, so he has to go there, but I like his character. Richard, only in season 7, but again, I enjoy his character quite a bit, so I think he goes there. And Ricky Dicky Doo Dog Grimes is, for me personally, the best iteration of Rick Grimes is season 4. Alright. Now, people will be saying, what about Murder Jacket Rick in season 5? I fucking love Murder Jacket Rick in season 5, alright? I like Rick in every fucking season, okay? I think Rick's pretty perfect. The only season I think he's a little iffy on, actually not even, I think even like season 8, which is a season I don't like very much, I think Rick's arc overall is pretty good. The reason I'm going for season 4 though is I think it's just, for me, it's like peak Rick Grimes. We start, Rick is happy-go-lucky farmer, he's shirked off most of his responsibilities, he of course loses the prison, he loses Herschel, and then we have how it ends for Rick is where he literally bites a man's fucking throat out, spits it out, and then we have the stuff with the sanctuary, we have the stuff with the terminus where he gets in the train car, they're fucking with the wrong people. Oh, yeah. That's the best Rick Grimes, in my opinion. Season 5, I love him. Season 6, I love him. Season 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, he's not in 10. But season... well, actually, no, he is in 10 as a hallucination, okay? And he's in season 11 as a briefly at the end. So technically, Rick is in every season. But I'm going for season 4 for me personally. Although I like him in every... RJ was never good. Let's be honest. He's a kid, though, so you can't really, like... The kid's not very good, and I feel like the character wasn't that needed, really. It's like, Rick has to have a son, I guess. He has to have a biological child. Ron was probably his best in season 6. That's where he actually became a threat and a character. We have Rosita. Rosita, I think, probably was her best. Unironically, maybe season 8. No, season 7. I think that's when she shines as a character. Yeah, I'm going to go season 7. I think she's good in 11 as well, and I think she's good in 10. But I think for me, like, that's where Rosita, like, really started to shine as a character. And, kind of after the death of Abraham, and then sort of going to almost, like, risking her life going into the sanctuary. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, Rosita's best was then. Sam's probably season 6, because that's when he obviously he dies. I know Sam's a bit annoying, but I feel like he's a necessary character. I think all these characters you could cut and you wouldn't have that much of a problem. Sasha, I think Sasha's best iteration probably also season 7. I really like the arc she goes through in season 7, although I do like the arc in season 6 as well. What am I going to go with? Sasha's another tricky one. I'm going to go season 6, yeah. I think season 6 is where we get the sort of... We start the season where Sasha obviously has almost killed Gabriel, right? At the end of season 5. And she's dealing with all this trauma. And she kind of... She's snapped back a little bit. And she's going on the run with Abraham. And that's when they sort of start to flirt and start to like each other. Like each other. And then, of course, then we have the stuff with her. You know, they kill those few saviors. And then they come back. And then that's when the relationship stuff starts. And I think that kind of leads on to season 7. I don't know. That's just what's tricky. Maybe it's season 7. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna. It's tricky. We'll go with season 7. Okay. That's when we have the she accepts that, you know, she's lost people. She sort of accepts all that, but she wants to be there for Maggie, and she knows killing Negan is important for Maggie, so she goes to do it, but then she gets captured, so the only thing she could do is to kill herself, because at the end of the day, she'll be used as like a bargaining chip, and she doesn't want that. So yeah, I don't know. I think season 7 is probably my favorite iteration of Sasha. Although I like her in season 5 as well, actually. Oh, fuck it. I've decided now, it's season 7. Scott's best moment was in, well, I guess season 6. I don't know. It's when he has more lines, I feel like, the most. Shane's best iteration is definitely season 2. That's where he, like, really starts to hold, you know, to really become the villain that he is, I guess. Yeah. Shane becomes the villain then. And I think that's where he begins to spiral. You have the stuff with the Otis and all that, and then eventually his death. I think that's the best part of Shane. That's peak Shane. Sherry is, maybe, I don't know. And we're talking main show. Honestly, for her, it's probably Fear. Like, unironically, it's probably Fear, because I feel like she has. We'll just do a spin-off. Yeah. Yeah. I think Sherry, for me, probably peaks in Fear. So, yeah. Sadiq. I think is the best in season 9. Maybe. Actually, no, probably season 10, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm going to go season 10. I think that's where he, like, really begins to step up a lot. And, of course, that results in his death. Whenever a character gets really interesting, they get killed off. You can always... That's a trope of The Walking Dead. Simon, I think, was probably his best in... I'm going to go season 7. I like the stuff with him and Gregory. I do feel like Simon becomes a little comical in season 8. And I don't really care that much for the mutiny storyline that they do. Sophia, I guess, for driving that plot point, is going to get season 2 for best version of her character. Spencer, I think season 6. That's when I think Spencer is quite interesting. And season 7, he becomes Snake and then he gets killed. But I think, for me, yeah, his character is probably the most. His peak is probably season 6. T-Dog. Right, T-Dog is... When was T-Dog's peak? I'm going to be honest. Probably season 3. I mean, that's why he begins to step up. He actually has lines. He tries to fight for the prisoners to be, they don't abandon the prisoners outside. And then, of course, he has a sacrificial death where he saves Carol. Yeah, I think his peak's probably then. Tammy Rose Sutton. I think she's only in season 9. Yeah, so, of course, she has to go there. Tara. So, for me, personally, I don't like Tara in season 7. I don't like Tara in season 8. I don't like Tara in season 9. Although, less so in season 9. I think she's okay. She's fine in season 9 because she doesn't really do much. For me, though, I think best Tara is probably season 6, yeah. Although that's mean because she does leave the show, like, near the end. But I feel like that's probably the best. Maybe season 5. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go season 5. She doesn't do much, but she doesn't annoy me, so I'm going to go season 5. The Governor, this is tricky, because I think both season 3 and season 4, but I think his peak for me is season 4, because that's when we really dissect his character, and like we analyze, can this guy be redeemed? And it's no. It's just a fact, no. Yeah, I don't know. For me, personally, I think the best peak Governor is season 4. Tobin, peak Tobin, is season 8, okay? Because he's shooting people, and that's when he dies, and he's a fucking awesome, cool zombie. One of the most brutal zombies on the show, I swear. Tomas, obviously, is only in season 3, so he gets there. Tyrese, I think Tyrese was probably his best in season 5, although he dies in season 5. No, actually, no, I take that back. Season 4, Tyrese is the best. That's where we have dealing with Karen's death, rage killing all the zombies, the stuff with Mika and Lizzie, and then of course the confrontation with Carol near the end of the season. Yeah, I think best Tyrese is season 4. Why did I end up putting Carol again? Did I put Carol season 6? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I did put in season 4. Yeah. Virgil, I guess season 10. I don't. Part of me thinks he was never good, but I don't know. Probably should have died. Yumiko, honestly, her best was probably season 11. That's where she really stands up. And I thought some of the stuff with her was interesting in season 11. Lucille, obviously, is only in season 10. One episode character. Very good character. She goes there. Cole is only in season 11. Yeah. No, is he in season 10? I'm trying to remember. I don't think he is, no. No, he is. No, he is. He's in one of the COVID episodes. I forget. No, but his best probably, I don't know. It doesn't really matter because he's barely there. Elijah was best when he had the mask on, let's be honest. So, season 10. We have Shira. She speaks in season 10. She speaks at the end of season 9, actually, I think. Isn't that her voice? I assume it is. Yeah, I guess we'll go season 11 though. Frost, He's only in season 11. Lance, only in season 11. Leah is in season 10. I think she's probably her best in season 11 because I don't really care for her in that spin-off episode. In that COVID episode. Mercer is only in season 11. Pope's only in season 11. Max is only in season 11. Gracie, probably, honestly, her peak's probably season 11 because that's where she actually has, there's some stakes because she's in that flooded part of Alexandria. Herschel, probably spin-off, I don't know. I suppose we haven't seen it yet. He doesn't really do much in Dead City Season 1, though, so I guess I go Season 11. Carver, obviously Season 11. Sebastian, Tommy, Pamela. Brandon is Season 10. He's okay, I guess. He's a means to an end. Emmett Carson, I'd probably go... When was his peak? Probably Season 7 when he first appears. And he dies in Season 7. Wait, no, he's only in one season. What am I saying? Of course it's Season 7. We have Jules, I guess we'll go with... Is she in 9 as well, isn't she? I don't know. I don't care. Honestly, never good. I just don't care for a character. Shiva was the best. Probably Season 7. Season 8, I think Shiva... It doesn't really matter. It's either one, really. We'll go with Season 7, because that's when Shiva was, like, epically killing people. Tyler Davis, I guess we'll go Season 11 as well. Vickers is only in Season 11. And Karen is in Season 3 and 4. We'll go with Season 3. Okay, so that's my rankings of characters where they peaked, right? Ranking characters where they peak. I don't know how I'm going to format the title. We'll see. All right, goodbye.